What did you what did you think we were avoiding? Oh, the Noid. Avoid the Noid. I forgot. I forgot the catchphrase. I annoyed the void and now I have to avoid the Noid. Oh, how are y'all? I'm in anguish. I think I could categorize my Monday as successful, but at the expense of my sanity. What up, Brett? My self-imposed nightmare project seems to only be growing in nightmare the more I get done, which is the opposite of what I want to happen. And that's what's fucking me up. Yeah, it's growing in project. I'm basically trying as hard as I can to get to a point where my mind tells me we're going to be okay. We have enough time. And at the moment, it's only like sirens and spinning lights, and everything is telling me that I did not estimate enough time for this. So I'm scrambling around a bit. I'm doing a lot of like nibbling at the edges type stuff and looking for shortcuts, trying to find things that maybe don't take as long as maybe as I thought that they were going to. Lots of that kind of stuff. Ugh. A coworker who is a designer and not a developer shared a link to one of those sites where it's just a prompt and then the whole marketing claim is it just makes apps for you. And they suggested it like maybe this is something to look into. And I just wanted to like privately message them and be like, look, man, you're not a developer here. And as someone who is a designer here and has to have seen other coworkers here posting their stupid AI generated bullshit, I think we should like, have some solidarity. But I'll do what I always do and keep my mouth shut, I guess. I need my job and I don't know. I don't know if a war will break out. I don't want to start a war. I don't know. It keeps encroaching closer and closer on us. The fact of the matter is I know right now that not a one of those things would be in the least helpful. Even if it could generate similar code to the type of stuff that we do, it will be more work to unravel what it did and actually end up using that than to just fucking write it. But you're always sort of vying against like people who do not understand what it is that you do, and they have their sort of abstraction in their head of what it is that you do, and it's always like 10x simpler than what you do. My face needed to explode. So I say thank you for 55 months. Yeah, no, they aren't. Embrace Luddite. Become Luddite. You too, Big Gun. Hope things are going well. You become a bowler. That rocks. I see nothing wrong with this. Yeah, that sounds about right. Damn, once a week. Holy shit. Yeah, I've got basically what comes across my desk, BFA, is two types of things. One is there'll be something that I'll say I need to figure out how to do this, and then someone will send me some fucking GPT barf, and I will tell you 100% out of all of those that have ever been sent to me, it was not a thing that was actually possible to do. Not the way that GPT said it. Literally sent me something that is literally impossible. It's like not a supported, it just made something up. It made up the ability to do a thing that is not a feature. That's happened every single time. And the other is like what I mentioned earlier. It'll be just someone sending a link to a web page that promises to do all your work for you. And it can't, and it won't, and it doesn't. So that's the shit I see regularly. And all of it makes me want to puke. Doesn't matter though, man. It doesn't matter because the middle managers are they're gonna get rid of all of us. As long as it manages to do roughly 30% of what you can do, they won't be able to tell the difference. We will, but they won't. I'm at a point where I find it so offensive, I don't even care to do the whole like, well, it's good for some things. No, I'm against it wholly. Because to even begin to make that argument, you do have to gingerly step over the bodies that it took to do even one thing that it does.
I was walking to get my phone.
Yeah.
And I saw something on the floor at the corner of my eye. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to trip. It was the shadow to the broom.
Ah. Well, at least you didn't trip over a shadow.
No, I didn't.
That's good.
But like my mind had like that moment of panic. And I was like, ah!
Hell yeah, and that rocks. I find the apologia arguments for it similar to like the fucking weird phenomenon where there's still people who um extremely smart, that kind of framing. It's like, what's it going to take for y'all to recognize that mix of people being like just slow on shit in a sort of general way and like I really didn't expect everybody to, well, not everybody, but it's like I thought there was more of a zeitgeist or Overton window. That's obviously goose stepping in a particular direction. Um, Liberals kind of in the general case have decided that leftists are to blame for everything. Oh boy. Well, that's a whole huge fight. That is a big, huge fight. I kind of have a foot in both camps because I voted, but at the same time, I really can't blame people that didn't vote on the fact that basically the only options that you had to vote for were genocide options. But I think it's pretty rough to begrudge people struggling with that situation. And I also think that people have forgotten what the campaign was like on this topic, which was to Vibe coding, vibe voting. Similar results. That it doesn't matter what the camp. If you basically what they said to me was, if you needed somebody to pander to you to vote correctly, then you're the problem. Okay, I don't know. I thought I thought the parties were supposed to convince people to vote for and amped up, made an app, and then a following post of like how his app got hacked because basically every secret, anything that needed to be hidden was not hidden, and did for Slop World. Every day I feel more and more like I'm just disassociated fr- from A Clockwork Orange in that scene where they're just forcing him to watch whatever. I don't remember what was going on with that, but that's how I feel. I feel like my eyes are just peeled open and I'm just watching shit I can't do anything about. The stupidest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. And it's every category of thing in life, in every direction, everything you could possibly look at. And I'm just stuck with like, well, I guess I just have to like I I mean, I'm sure that there's been plenty of people throughout history who have felt this way at one. Every day right now is just a fucking dump truck being poured onto me of like stupid shit. It's too much to even recall. Keep an eye out and help people. I think it's probably a good idea to do this right now. I haven't tried Image. I used a different one and I forget what the fuck it was called now. I think Photo Prism. It was all right. I might try Image instead. But yeah, you can replace a lot of shit and cancel a lot of subscriptions. Difficulty and or cost of getting some hardware together, but you might not need as much as you might think. You don't need to have like some of us are freaks, but you probably don't need to have like 60 fucking terabytes. Like you could probably get by with like, I don't know, 5 or 10 terabytes depending on what you do. If you're if you're setting up all your own like home lab, home server shit, look into file flows or TDAR and set up some re-encoding flows for your file coding things over to HVAC, and it is fantastic. It saves so much space. I don't notice any quality difference. Now, of course, I'm targeting 1080p, not like 4K or something like that. If you're going to be doing, if you don't mind the hit and quality, you could even smash it down to 720p or something like that. But this is all really doable stuff, and you don't have to shell out a mountain of money to do it. If you have an old computer, you're already off to the races pretty well. Get a couple of like I don't know, like two 4 terabyte hard drives. Do a mirror. You've got your basic setup right there. Apps, and then start playing around with those. Get an idea of how it works. But yeah, that's the second thing is learning. For myself, I'm more about saving the space. It doesn't bother me. And I'm telling you, I feel like there's, if you're going from like, I forget what the actual format is behind the scenes. Compare. It's honestly fucking nuts. Yeah, you can try to do that. You can try to do that. Also, Trash Guides is really good. My friends, I'm going to roll on out of here. But thank you for hanging with me. Sorry for the I really need to get the project to a space where I feel sane about it. And I hate to sacrifice the stream, but it's just there's only so CTD
Oh, Jesus
1500. Thank you for
Christ.
121
I
months.
fucked up.
Right at the end. Appreciate you. Have a good night, y'all.